Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I want to talk about detachment today because I just had a phone call with someone and they're going through some financial issues and not only financial issues, but their business is being affected by something that they really don't have any control over. And they started to just kind of express that they were down and they couldn't do certain things for their children. The holidays and birthdays are coming up and it made me think. I'm like, why do people put so much emphasis on holidays and birthdays when every day is a reason to celebrate? Every day you can create the type of lifestyle that you don't need to prioritize certain days or feel these stresses and anxieties around you know meeting certain standards that you've only placed on yourself. And so let's get started. So, my name is Miss Sinclair. I'm the feminine boss, and I help millennials navigate through life changing experiences. I myself in 2018 found myself financially bankrupt. I found myself divorced, and I was battling clinical depression. And today I am financially independent. I am strong. I am healthy. I am happy. I am whole. Okay. And I am living a life that gives me peace and comfort. And I have the space to pour into others. And so that's what I do. So let's talk about what detaching means. And I just looked this up on Google, so I'm going to read it out verbatim. Detaching means letting go of strong emotional attachments to people, situations, or outcomes, allowing yourself to experience greater inner peace and happiness by not relying on external factors for your well being. Essentially, accepting that you cannot control everything and focusing on your own actions and reactions instead. And so, this is very important because a lot of people place so much value on their circumstances, meaning the things that are circling them externally. And for example, specifically with this call that I had, it really made me a little sad for the person because if only we had the self awareness to monitor our emotions so that we can constantly keep ourselves on a higher vibration to attract the things that we truly want instead of going into a dark, deep, low vibrational place that is only going to bring us more sad emotions. It's only going to bring us more frustration and obstacles that we have to overcome. This is what I think. This is really what I think we are here to navigate through and learn. Like our purpose on earth is to beat through all the distractions, all other opinions and standards that are placed into our lives, and remember that these are only things. We need to be more attached to ourselves so that the things that happen around us are not bringing us down. Like the opposite, it's the opposite of growth, right? And so I want to talk about this because it's winter. Everybody's talking about this winter depression. And I think it's very important to keep you guys in a high vibration by providing some type of understanding and knowledge and wisdom, right? I think that if we understood the way that things work more, then we can prevent a lot of things that happens in our lives. We can live a life of bliss, of happiness, of excitement, curiosity, and joy. Okay. And I think that even my experience through ayahuasca, it really taught me that, I don't have to attach to my own standards that I placed on my life. I felt like I had to be responsible for a lot. I had to achieve all these things, looking at my peers, wanting to, meet them where they were in their professional pursuits. And even though I know I have the capabilities too, it caused a lot of stress, anxiety, and worry in my life because I was always rushing to get to the next goal. And after practicing ayahuasca, it really taught me that you can release that responsibility. Like, you don't have to achieve anything for anyone. The only thing you need to do is maintain in a state of peace and joy and bliss. And it's possible once you start to detach yourself from things, from material things, thinking that you need things. Let me tell y'all, I just watched this thing on Instagram and it was a commercial about Black and brown people. And it was a commercial from 1954. And the voice was promoting that. As long as a business or a brand can promote recognition to Black people, meaning when Black people wear a certain product or they buy a certain service, that they will be recognized by their peers. If you can ignite this feeling in a Black person, then that is the sales psychology to, getting them to purchase your stuff. Basically, the need to be recognized, like Black people's need to be recognized, is a tool. It's a selling tool that people use to take advantage of our financial strength, of our financial capabilities, because deep down, we always felt like we needed to be seen as something. Again, an external factor. We needed to be seen as something by our peers. And so it puts this pressure on us to constantly go out and achieve those things, when all we really need is to build up our own self awareness, our mindfulness, you know, get creative about the way that we live our life, and stop thinking that people, places, and things are going to bring you the personal success that you're looking for. So thankful for ayahuasca for really allowing me to let go of the need to be in control and be responsible for things. I've achieved things in my life, and that's good enough for me right now. And I have positioned myself where I don't need to work. I have assets that bring me income every month. I have someone that loves and adores me. I'm healthy. I have clarity. I'm not struggling with depression and anxiety. And until we can be happy with the things that God has already given us, we cannot attract more into our lives, right? And so I wanted to give you guys some things that you can do to bring you closer to detaching from people, places, and things, especially if they're not serving you. And there are healthy detachments and unhealthy detachments. I'm not saying not to be a part of a community or have relationships. I am telling you to remove your spirit from things. Remove your desires from things, your expectations from particular outcomes. Remove those things and live more in the present. Be more in the present. This will reduce your anxiety. It'll help you regulate your emotions so you're not up and down, right? And you don't need to depend on external validation for anything. You have everything that you need inside of you, and the real path and the real goal is to find that within yourself. That is the real success. That is really what we're working so hard for. And I realized that in my own life. Like, what was I working hard for? This moment right now, the ability to just be peaceful and do the things that my heart calls me to do, as opposed to being on somebody else's schedule, getting paid what people think they should pay me, dealing with, office, whatever, right? And I'm in a place now where I'm so appreciative of the hard work that I did put in to get me here mentally, spiritually, and financially. All right, so here's some things you can do to detach from things if you feel like, you've been really suffering with anxiety and depression, because, depression is you're judging things from the past. Anxiety, you're worried about the future, when you really need to be right here in the center of the present, so that we can release our spirit from that, so that we can open up ourselves to receive the things that we really want. So some things you can do is mindfulness meditations. And mindfulness meditations is nothing but being aware of what you're thinking about, how you're thinking. If you just take a moment to be quiet right now, thoughts will start to come into your mind. And you can look from a third person's point of view at what those thoughts are. Why are you thinking about these thoughts? And start to slowly change the way you think about these things in order to honor the things that you really want. Okay. Self reflection, starting to examine, um, Examine how you are, how you behave, examine the things that you're currently attached to. What do you feel like you need? What do you feel like you can't live without? And start analyzing that and really figuring out if this is something that you really need. Or is it the feeling that you're chasing? I always ask people, why are you working so hard? Right? It can't be for money, because once you get money, people who get money, they still go through mental illnesses and they're still not totally happy. So it can't be for money. So what are you working so hard for? Are you working so hard for the feeling of freedom and peace and happiness, And if you can make that realization, you'll realize that you can have those things much easier if you detach from materialistic things, showing off to others. Those things are not important. They just put unnecessary responsibility on you. Those things are not important. What you need to do is just focus on creating a life that gives you time freedom so you can really get into your own self awareness and your own mindfulness meditations, where you can really start to practice and focus on your personal growth, doing things and prioritizing things that bring you, joy and happiness, and navigating through that. That's what we really want. Another thing you can do is set some boundaries. Through self reflection and mindfulness meditations, you will start to understand how you look at things, how you feel, why you feel those ways, and then start to put boundaries in place. The next time that this happens, I will or I will not do this. And just play around with it. See how it feels for you. See if it helps to relieve some of the anxieties that you're having around certain situations. And I'm telling you, these things will bring you happiness that you never knew you had. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. This is something that you have to practice and make a lifestyle. And a lot of people have trouble with shifting their lives to prioritize these things, and that's where I want to help you. That is why I am a lifestyle transformational coach, because just doing something for a week is not making it a part of your lifestyle. Making something a part of your lifestyle is putting it in your schedule every day. You cannot go to sleep without meditating first, because it's a part of who you are and what you do, because you understand the value and you see the results of meditating every night. Changing your lifestyle is waking up in the morning and not getting out of bed until you've prayed or meditated or journaled. And it's not just because it's something that you're doing to get a goal, it's because it's a part of your lifestyle. It helps you release the thoughts that you had. It helps bring you mental clarity throughout your day so that you can be successful. So shifting your lifestyle may sound easy, but it's really not, because we are programmed, like our subconscious is programmed to be and do certain things. And so we have to chip away and create new behaviors and create new types of activities that we're doing in our day. And that takes accountability, because we're so programmed to doing something. We need to be reminded, like, hey, wait, we doing something else now. So we have to really work on finding ways or finding people that we look up to help us shift our lifestyles. I read a lot. You can start reading different books that's going to give you different habits. Atomic Habits is a big one by James Clear. A lot of people read that book. But whatever can bring you inspiration and understanding as to why you should do it in the first place, that's where you need to start. Then maybe look at actual behavior changing patterns, getting a mentor, getting an accountability partner, surrounding yourself with the people who are also on this same type of level up mentality, because it's hard. It's hard to walk every day outside in the world and live your life and remember who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, because we have been ingrained with certain behaviors and patterns from birth. So I hope that this brings you some clarity, and I hope that this jumpstarts your your path to releasing the things that don't serve you in real life. Okay. So, peace, y'all. I'll see you next time.